Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game. So today I got a fun and exciting episode for you guys this evening because I'm doing a blind first play of Astral Gunners. I was over on the Shmups Discord and I was talking to a few users, including Octane over there, and they asked if I had actually played Astral Gunners, and I said no, I hadn't even heard of it. So the developer is over on that Discord server and actually got in touch with me and sent me a Steam code to see if I liked it and wanted to make a video. If I play a new game and I don't like it, no video exists, and if I do like it, you're watching it now. So you know I'm definitely going to have a lot of positive things to say here. Before I get too far involved though, do me a huge favor, go down below, hit like and subscribe and ring that notification bell, definitely helps us out. And if you feel so inclined to want to support the channel, we got a Patreon link down below as well. But if you watch the channel, you know I love a good bullet hell shmup, and usually I'm playing tate or vertical games from Cave. But I do like a horizontal bullet hell shmup as well, definitely some Pro Gear vibes, at least in the gameplay department, definitely not on the visuals. But I will say right off the top, this game has some of the best bullet patterns I've seen in a shmup in some years. I really love the geometric bullet pattern, so you have this shape that you know is coming towards you, and you have to figure out a way to get through it. So I'm going to be jumping around, but just be aware again that this is the first time I have played this game, and that first playthrough of a shmup really is what sells me on something or doesn't really make me want to come back. I kind of just go with instinct as to how I feel on the first playthrough. So this is the first area boss here. I did take one death getting to him, but I'll show you that in a moment because it was totally my fault. And you'll see what I mean when I talk about the actual bullet patterns being so geometric and interesting. Basically how this works like any other bullet hell shmup, that little growing circle in the middle of the robot there is my hitbox. As long as that doesn't get touched, we're good to go. And I am playing this on normal difficulty. I'll show you this same boss in hard difficulty later on in the video. But so far this game is just 100% hitting for me, and it really just is down to the difficulty but also readability of what you're seeing on screen. A good bullet hell shmup shows you how difficult it is and still allows for you to succeed if you do the right things. I played some shmups before where the patterns are just so chaotic, it does feel like it's down to blind luck whether or not you navigate through successfully. Here in Astral Gunners, with all of these patterns and all of the obstructions, if you actually pay attention and get good on that control stick, and I do use an arcade stick for these, then you're going to start seeing some pretty immediate success. That's not to say that this game doesn't get brutally hard in later levels, it absolutely does, but that difficulty is what I really do crave, that challenge of trying to get through the entire game on if one or fewer credits. And just so you know, when you first play this game, every single achievement you unlock is going to give you another credit to play further into the game. But this pattern right here, this is what I absolutely love out of bullet hell shmups. Being able to navigate around, take those grazes without hitting the hitbox, and being able to succeed. When you get through a pattern like that, you feel like you had a great accomplishment, and that's what I really love about video games in general, is that sensation of accomplishing something and feeling like you've gotten the better of the game. Now going earlier into that level because I wanted to show you the boss fight first. But as we get into the earlier part of this stage, again, the patterns are great here. The controls are absolutely sharp and precise. The different shots that you get in the game totally work. And this first death here was 100% my fault. I did not read the timing of this cloud and I tried to sneak in at the last minute, and unfortunately I did take that first death. But the only deaths I took in this game on my first playthrough were me making mistakes. Now of course, if you haven't seen all the patterns, it's very easy to make a mistake, but that's the fun part about this genre. Once you know what's coming, if you make a mistake after you practice, it's down to player input and you not reading the screen correctly and not actually the game doing anything quote-unquote incorrect. And that's why I've always loved bullet hell shmups. It really is you against the game in the best way possible. And even though I'll talk about it a little bit later in the video, I do love the art style on display here. It is so fun and so vibrant. It does work in context of the game. And interestingly enough, I don't want to spoil much of it for you, but there is a comprehensive story here, maybe some of the most story I've seen in a shmup in a long time. And it also has a great soundtrack, definitely in some hard rock guitar themes here. So go ahead and listen for 45 seconds and I'll come back and show you more of Astral Gunners and tell you why I think it's one of the best new bullet hell shmups I've played in some years. But enjoy, because trust me, this music is quite good. The music just works so well there in context of the action on the screen, and I love a bullet hell shmup that gives you that intensity in the music because it does really need to mirror the visuals. If the music's too slow or too relaxed, you don't really understand exactly what's going on, at least in my opinion. As we move on to the second stage here, after you get through the first stage, you can take the next 4 stages in any order you want until you get to the final stages, and that's always fun. It allows you to get the playthrough in you want. If there's a stage that really gives you trouble and you're trying to go for that 1cc, you can elect to do it second. That way, if you do poorly on it, you can reset your run and try again versus being locked into a specific order. So maybe the stage that gives you the hardest time is at the end. You'll only find out that you didn't get that 1cc like 20-25 minutes in. And again, I just love how this game looks visually. It has 3D, and all of the quote-unquote sprites here are very cartoonish. Almost reminds you of something like Strong Bad and those cartoons from back in the day. So it definitely doesn't have that pixelated look, but it works super well in context as to what's on screen. And the bullets have maximum visibility. In some shmups, sometimes it can be hard to see the bullets on screen based upon what they're going over on the background, and you could end up taking a death or two where it feels like you could have avoided the bullet if you were just able to more visually register it in front of you. That is not a problem whatsoever here in Astral Gunners. Everything is purely visible, so again, you're able to basically navigate to your heart's content, and if you get hit, it is your fault. But these moments right here, that was my fault. I didn't know it was going to contract back in, but avoiding all of these patterns and getting through just by mere pixels is one of the reasons why the bullet hell genre has always appealed to me. Just that sensation of getting through by the skin of your teeth and being able to move on later into the game. And you'll see here as we get into a second portion of this boss fight just how incredibly difficult this can be. This is on hard mode, not easy or normal mode in the first level, and these patterns are absolutely insane, but they are readable and you can get through them. And that is why I really love those geometric patterns. You see them coming, they move slow enough, you can plot your course, look for obstructions, and then try to identify where to go to be able to avoid that hit. These tiny little grazes here against the sprite just feel so good, and again, this is why I recommend you use an arcade stick for these type of shmups. You get such a better sensation of feel and control. The one thing you definitely don't want to do is use an analog stick. It becomes a lot harder to play any game in this genre. But popping back to that second level again, as we get into this lab here, just wait until you see the patterns. And trust me, if you don't think bullet hell shmups are for you, just give this a shot. There is a lot of fun to be had here, and maybe this is what's going to get you into the genre. But leave me a comment down below and tell me, do you play bullet hells? And if so, what is your favorite? I would be very curious to hear, because I feel like the majority of my audience knows these exist, but doesn't really play them all that often, where if I'm recommended a new one from people I trust, it is one of the first things I'm going to go towards. But these patterns, you can see that there's always a path through. You just need to be able to read the screen quickly and understand where that path is coming from. I'm going to give you one more soundtrack sample because I do love this music, 30 seconds, and I'll be right back. I would love Astral Gunners even if the music wasn't that good and intense, but it just aids in the overall fun factor, and that is the real takeaway from this game. It's just absolutely straight up fun. It's a love letter to the bullet hell shmup genre. And as we go into the second boss here, again, remember, this is my first playthrough and it is blind, so I am going to end up running out of credits here, because the first time you play the game, you have no continues. You need to unlock achievements to get those extra credits, but I would say for a first playthrough, getting to the boss of the second area on 1 credit is a good start, and this is definitely something I'm going to hammer away with on my spare time and try to actually get the 1cc here, because I absolutely want to do that. But if you like bullet hell shmups, check Astral Gunners out. I'll leave a link to the Steam page down below. 10 out of 10 good, I love it, and I'm going to definitely keep playing it. Bye bye.